Welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're talking teeth.
Teeth?
Well, kinda. We're diving into the world of dental tourism.
Oh,
Specifically, how Thailand's become like the place to go for a dazzling smile.
interesting.
And get this, the global dental market is projected to hit a mind-blowing $85 billion by 2043. That's billion with a B.
Wow.
Now, have you ever thought about, hopping on a plane to get some dental work done, maybe even squeeze in a vacation while you're at it?
I haven't, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And Thailand's leading the charge, which is what our deep dive is all about today.
Right.
We're breaking down a fascinating report on this global dental surge and why Thailand's become the go-to.
Makes you wonder why Thailand.
Exactly. We'll uncover what's behind this phenomenon and see if it's really all like sunshine and smiles,
Okay, first things first, this global obsession with dental care. It's more than just wanting a picture-perfect grin, right?
Definitely. The report highlights a global shift towards preventative oral care. And it's really interesting to see how campaigns by organizations like the World Health Organization, linking oral health to serious conditions like heart disease, even diabetes, have really made people pay attention.
Wow, it's a wake-up call. And on top of that, there's all the technology transforming the industry. 3D printing, AI, digital impressions. It's light years from those old school dentist offices.
That's true.
These advancements are totally changing the game for everything from implants to those super popular veneers we're seeing everywhere online.
Right.
But of course, it's not all perfect, right?
Right.
The report does point out some roadblocks.
Well, one of the big ones is unequal access to these advancements because of economic disparities. And there's also a global shortage of skilled dentists, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a real issue. Which brings us to Thailand. This is a country that seems to have figured it out.
They have.
They've tapped into this global demand in a huge way, but their success story is about way more than just beautiful beaches and lower prices.
You're right. To understand it, you have to look at the bigger picture.
Okay, so what's the bigger picture?
Well, they're operating under what's called the Thailand 4.0 model. It's an economic strategy that prioritizes things like innovation and high-value services.
Interesting.
And a key focus of that is medical tourism.
So their success in dental tourism is part of a bigger strategy?
Yeah, exactly.
Fascinating. So it's working.
It's working. The report clearly shows that cost is a major factor for people.
That makes sense.
Get this. A dental implant in Thailand will cost you around $1,500 compared to a whopping $4,000 in the U.S.
Wow.
That's quite a difference.
That's a huge GE difference. I mean, I can see why people would travel for that. But I think a lot of people hearing that might wonder, okay, lower cost, but does that mean lower quality?
It's a valid concern for sure. But the report suggests that Thailand really prioritizes quality.
Okay, good to know.
One of the things that helps keep costs down is that they have lower operating costs, wages, and material costs in Thailand compared to Western nations.
So it's not just about cheaper labor, it's a whole system that's more cost effective.
Exactly. And it's important to note that many Thai clinics hold international accreditations.
Like what?
Things like JCI and ISO certification.
What do those even mean?
So those are stamps of approval that show these facilities meet really strict global standards for quality and safety.
So someone considering treatment abroad can feel reassured.
Exactly.
But it's not just about accreditation, right? What about the dentists themselves?
That's important too. And many Thai dentists actually pursue additional training in places like the US, the UK, and Australia.
Oh, wow. So they're really highly trained.
Yeah. They bring back specialized skills and knowledge to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
So that really elevates the quality of care available.
Okay, so we've established that Thailand offers both cost effectiveness and equality. But there's something else interesting the report highlighted. The whole experience.
Oh, right. It's not just a quick trip to the dentist.
It's like a whole package deal. People aren't just flying to Thailand for a quick fix. They're making a whole vacation out of it. Imagine exploring incredible temples, trying amazing Thai food, all while getting your teeth whitened.
It's becoming a popular option for sure.
It's like the ultimate self-care trip, combining health and leisure. But this whole dental tourism boom isn't just happening by chance, right? There's a strategy at play here.
100%. The Thai government has been very proactive in promoting medical tourism.
Smart.
Including dental care as a key part of their economic plan. They're incentivizing foreign investment in healthcare infrastructure and making it easier for medical tourists to get visas.
So they're really rolling out the red carpet for international patients.
They are. And they're not stopping there. They've invested heavily in marketing campaigns.
What kind of marketing?
Campaigns showcasing the quality of care, the affordability, and the amazing experience you can have in Thailand.
So it's this combination of government support, clever marketing, and let's be honest, Thailand's already incredible reputation as a tourist destination.
It's a winning formula.
And the numbers prove it. In 2019, just before the pandemic hit, Thailand welcomed a massive 230,000 dental tourists, generating $320 million in revenue.
And that's just the beginning.
Really?
The projections for the future are even bigger. By 2030, the dental tourism market in Thailand could be worth a massive $600 million.
Wow. So we're just scratching the surface here. Up next, we'll break down exactly which specific treatments are drawing people to Thailand.
This would be interesting.
And we'll explore if they can keep this momentum going in a world that's constantly changing. Stay tuned. So Thailand's got this booming dental tourism thing going on.
Definitely.
But what are people actually flying across the world to get done? Like, what are the big procedures?
It's a great question. And, it actually offers a fascinating look into what motivates people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk treatments. What's the most popular procedure that's bringing all these international patients to Thailand?
Well, according to this report,
Yeah.
cosmetic dentistry is huge.
Makes sense to me.
Things like teeth whitening,
Yeah.
veneers, bonding, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Everyone wants those pearly whites, right? Especially with selfies and social media and everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head with that whole selfie culture thing. People are way more conscious about how they look online.
It's kind of fascinating how technology and just like societal trends all kind of like come together like that. But cosmetic dentistry is just one part of it, right? What are some of the other popular treatments?
So right behind cosmetic dentistry are dental implants.
Oh, yeah. Those are a big deal.
And this is where that cost difference we talked about earlier really comes into play.
Yeah, Thailand being way cheaper than the U.S. for that kind of thing.
Exactly. Getting an implant in Thailand versus the U.S., that price difference is huge for a lot of people. The report suggests that's a major factor driving the demand.
So it's like a prime example of how Thailand's positioned itself as the place for affordable but still high quality dental care, right?
Right.
Okay, so besides implants, what else are people getting done while they're there?
Well, coming in at number 3 are dental crowns and bridges.
Oh, okay, so more like essential stuff, not just cosmetic.
Exactly. Those are key for restoring your teeth. And again, Thailand offers them at a much lower cost than a lot of Western countries.
It's a good reminder that this isn't just about elective stuff. It's about access to care that people might not be able to afford back home.
I completely agree.
So it's a mix of essential and cosmetic procedures, which makes sense. Okay, so I've got 2 more on the list. What else is drawing those dental tourists to Thailand?
Number 4 is orthodontics.
Okay, so like braces and stuff?
Yep. Traditional braces, clear aligners like Invisalign, anything that straightens those teeth.
Yeah.
And then rounding out our top 5 is full mouth reconstruction.
Full mouth reconstruction. Whoa, that sounds intense. What does that even involve?
It's basically a complete overhaul of your mouth.
Wow.
Usually a combination of different procedures to fix both the function and how it looks.
That must require some serious skill. That's impressive.
It is. And the fact that people are flying from all over the world for something that complex just shows how highly skilled the dentists in Thailand are.
Thailand's really become something else when it comes to dental care, huh?
For sure. It's impressive.
But I gotta imagine it can't be all smooth sailing, right? Like any success story, there are bound to be challenges, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I think the report mentioned a few potential bumps in the road.
It did.
What were some of those?
One of the biggest ones is competition.
Makes sense, right? Other countries see Thailand doing this, and they probably want to get in on the action.
Exactly. Other countries are starting to realize the potential of dental tourism and are investing more in their own healthcare and marketing.
So it's like a race to grab those international patients. What else does the report say?
Sustainability. They're concerned about balancing all this growth with protecting the environment, which is important for Thailand and for travelers who care about that kind of thing.
For sure. And, the pandemic really showed how risky it can be to rely too much on just one industry.
It definitely highlighted that vulnerability.
Especially one that depends on people traveling internationally.
Exactly.
So it sounds like diversifying their services and target markets will be super important for Thailand moving forward.
Absolutely. If they want to ensure long-term stability, they have to adapt.
Makes sense. But the report didn't just point out the problems, right? It also talked about solutions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the things they highlighted was Thailand's proactive approach.
How so?
Well, for example, they're putting a lot of resources into cutting-edge technology.
Like what? AI dentists?
Kind of. Think AI-driven diagnostics and personalized medicine.
Wow.
More precise treatments, better outcomes.
That's incredible. So they're not just sitting back and relaxing, they're actively trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. They're also expanding what they offer, moving beyond just general dentistry and specializing in areas like, geriatric dentistry, for instance.
Smart move. As the population ages, that's only going to become more important.
That's their thinking. And they're making sure their services are accessible to more people by working with international insurance companies.
Okay, so it sounds like they're really covering all their bases here, making sure there's something for everyone who's considering dental care abroad.
They're definitely on top of it.
So, big picture, it sounds like Thailand is serious about staying a leader in this whole dental tourism world. They're tackling challenges head on, embracing innovation, and making sure quality dental care is affordable and accessible.
Precisely. And I think that makes this whole conversation about dental tourism even more interesting. It's really changing how we think about healthcare in general.
It really does, doesn't it? I mean, what if this becomes the norm? What if hopping on a plane for a root canal and a relaxing vacation is just like a regular thing people do?
It's a real possibility. And it raises a lot of questions with the future of healthcare, globalization, all of that.
Lots to think about. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of dental tourism Thai style. We explored why it's booming, the hurdles they face, and how they're planning to stay ahead of the game.
It's been fascinating.
Definitely. And for anyone listening who might be considering dental tourism themselves, just remember, do your research.
Absolutely.
Make sure those clinics are accredited, check the dentist's credentials, don't be afraid to ask a million questions. It's your health we're talking about here.
Couldn't agree more.
That's all for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us as always. Keep those pearly whites shining, and we'll see you on the next one.